Alright, Christopher in here, back with my comparison, size comparison of the Diamond Select Toys Ghostbusters figures with the NECA action figure line. Up here first we have Louis Tully, or Vince Clortho more accurately, although they call it Louis on the packaging, with Vince Clortho, the Terror Dog, and Zool, the Terror Dog. Now, these are quite hulking figures the next to the Lewis. Although, as I mentioned in the Winston review, I feel they're a little bit small. I feel like the Terror Dog should be a little bit higher, maybe about almost chest height with Vince. I feel it's less noticeable with him, but I think that when you bring in the Ghostbusters figures, like let me grab Winston here, who's the shorter of the two Ghostbusters. We bring in Winston, and they're not even quite waist height with him. And I feel like they should be a little bit larger than that. Uh, I could just be, imagining that, but they looked bigger in the film, and I feel like they would look more intimidating as action figures next to them. Now, I'm not sure where that discrepancy lies because I believe both of these are supposed to be in the same scale, approximately 7-inch scale. But if we bring in the Mattel figures instead, if I bring in the Mattel Winston and put him in there, they look maybe a little large, but they look fairly close to in scale with him. That's kind of about how I picture them looking. But again, that could just be my mind playing tricks on me. But I feel like they work pretty well with the scale of Winston here from the Mattel line. So if we, I guess, sort of side step the Terror Dogs here, we can pull them back in a little bit so you can still see them, but kind of shift them to the side a bit. And we put Winston back in the frame. If we grab Gozer from the NECA line, we put Gozer in there. Gozer is just about the same height as Winston. Gozer's a little bit shorter, but looks the same because it has a stand with it. But they're pretty similar heights. And that looks probably about right. We never really saw Gozer with the Ghostbusters to be able to pinpoint an exact size for, I guess, it. Since it's whatever it wants to be. But it's a fairly right size proportion, I think, for Gozer to them. And then the last of the NECA figures, in the scale anyway, is the Slimer figure. And Slimer may be maybe a little bit large. I kind of always felt the Slimer figure was possibly a little large for the scale. But it's not super off if it is large. Slimer wasn't, a tiny ghost. He sort of became smaller with the cartoon. The real Ghostbusters made him rather tiny in comparison to the Ghostbusters. But the movie, he was a little bit larger, and I don't know. While this may be a little too large, I don't think it's so bad that, it's a deal breaker. So if you have the NECA figures already, or if you can get them at a really good price, they do make nice pieces to go with the Diamond Select figures. Personally, from what I've seen of the sculpts so far, I prefer the NECA Terror Dogs as well as the NECA Slimer to the ones that are going to be put out by Diamond Select. I kind of prefer the Diamond Select Gozer to the NECA Gozer, partly due to posability. The Diamond Select one looks like it's going to be a great deal more posable. And as I got my Gozer secondhand, my hands on it are broken, so I had to fix them, and I didn't get the non-lightning hands, so it'll be nice to have that as an alternative for, display options. But overall, the NECA figures work pretty well with this line, and I think when all's said and done, they'll blend in pretty well. I wouldn't go out of my way to get them unless you can find them for a really good price. Best bet's probably like, maybe garage sales. I lucked out and found the Vince Clortho on Yahoo Japan for like, I think it was like 45, $50 shipped from Japan with fees and everything. So that was a pretty good deal considering what it goes for on eBay. And then Zool, Slimer, and Gozer I got from a sale a long time ago on one of the forums. But they all work pretty well in scale, and I don't know that I would go with the Diamond Select Toys versions over the NECA ones if you've already got the NECA versions. It'd be worth picking them up for the pieces of the diorama that they're going to come with, but I'd probably just shelve them or box them or something and keep them out of the display. I think the NECA figures, while less articulated, are going to be better for display purposes. But anyway, that's all I have to say on these. So again, pick them up if you can find them cheap. Otherwise, the Diamond Select Toys versions will work just fine. They're pretty close to the same scale all the way across the board, so either way you're going to have a pretty good display. Alright, and I'll see you guys next time.